Douglas Stone, thanks for the feedback, the science and art of receiving feedback well. We all need feedback in our lives, whether it comes from a teacher, coach, colleague, or friend. However, not all feedback is created equal, nor is it always easy to digest. Thanks for the feedback by Douglas Stone offers valuable insights into understanding and leveraging different types of feedback that can lead to personal growth and better results. The book explores three main types of feedback: appreciation, coaching, and evaluation, and provides guidance on when and how to use them effectively. Furthermore, the book delves into the role that our relationships, brain wiring, and personal attitudes have in our receptiveness to feedback, and offers strategies to embrace and utilize it constructively.
Effective feedback. Getting feedback is essential for growth, but not all feedback is created equal. The book explains that there are three types of feedback: appreciation, coaching, and evaluation, each with its own purpose. Appreciation motivates, coaching helps improve, and evaluation clarifies where one stands and what's expected. The right type of feedback can make all the difference, and it's important to seek out the appropriate one for each situation. Whether it's writing papers or playing basketball, understanding what feedback is needed is crucial for success. So, next time you get feedback, ask yourself, which type of feedback do I need to improve, and seek it out accordingly. Making sense of feedback. Understanding feedback is necessary because it is valuable and often difficult to come by. However, we often misunderstand feedback because we don't take the time to comprehend its purpose and context. We must keep an open mind and look for key points in the feedback we receive. Sometimes, the comments we get are not precise or consistent with our own perception of ourselves. Therefore, we should try to understand the person's intentions and views before being defensive. Evaluating feedback requires us to be objective and consider the other person's perspective. Ultimately, feedback can be an accurate gauge of our abilities and lead to valuable changes in behavior. Seeing ourselves differently. We tend to see ourselves positively, but others may see us differently. We can't judge our own tone of voice or facial expressions. Additionally, we tend to interpret things about ourselves in a more favorable light than others do. When we receive negative feedback, we may be upset because we view ourselves positively. To address blind spots, we should use feedback and build on that knowledge to improve ourselves. Criticism and relationships. Feedback is not always helpful because our relationship with the person giving it affects how we receive it. We are more likely to accept feedback from someone we trust and perceive as sincere. On the other hand, we may reject feedback from individuals with interests in competition or from those we see as less knowledgeable. Such judgments can be counterproductive and hinder our development. Feedback impacts our relationships by threatening our sense of appreciation and freedom. This makes us feel controlled or that we weren't perfect in the first place. When personal dynamics get mixed up in feedback, it can become impossible to gain any insight. Therefore, it is crucial to separate feedback from relationships and focus on the message itself. Feedback is not about proving someone right or wrong, but about self-improvement and development. Understanding relationships. Relationships can be complex and are often influenced by our roles in certain environments. Taking a step back to analyze these roles helps us accept feedback and change our behavior for the better. In many cases, the environment we are in affects how we interact with others. By understanding the forces at play, we can approach relationships objectively and make the most of feedback. It is essential to recognize that people are different, and our behaviors are shaped by various factors. Whether it is a child displaying mean behavior or a driver caught speeding, a deeper understanding of the situation can help us address the root cause of the problem. By adopting an analytical approach, we can improve our relationships and communicate effectively, even in challenging situations. Brain wiring and feedback. Our brain wiring affects how we accept feedback. Our genes determine our baseline level of happiness and emotional range. People with a higher baseline of happiness respond better to positive feedback, while those with lower baselines tend to respond poorly to negative feedback. Additionally, our brains influence how fast we recover from feedback, and people with stronger right brain activity recover from negative feedback more slowly. Despite brain wiring differences, we all feel bad emotions more strongly than good ones, as our brains are wired to detect threats. While genes play a role, our emotions, experiences, and decisions also shape how we respond to feedback. Understanding our brain wiring can help us accept ourselves and improve our responses to feedback. The power of a growth mindset. Our attitude towards feedback can affect our growth. Those with a fixed mindset often reject negative feedback because it threatens their identity. In contrast, those with a growth mindset see feedback as an opportunity for learning and improvement. Carol Dweck's research showed that children with a growth mindset coped better with failure because they sought to improve. In cultivating a growth mindset, we focus on how we can grow and improve, rather than seeing our traits and skills as fixed. While genes do play a role in some areas of our lives, we can still improve on many important things, such as intelligence, creativity, compassion, and confidence, with a positive attitude and growth mindset. Ultimately, the power of a growth mindset lies in our ability to keep improving through challenges and feedback.
Feedback is an essential tool in our personal and professional development, and understanding how to receive it effectively is a powerful skill. With Douglas Stone's book, you can learn to differentiate between appreciation, coaching, and evaluation, and apply them appropriately in different situations. In addition, being aware of how our relationships, genes, and attitudes impact our receptiveness allows us to become more open, understanding, and adaptive to feedback, ultimately facilitating personal growth. By shifting our mentality to focus on growth and improvement, we can turn feedback into an invaluable resource for self-improvement and success.